Lips.
Yeah, I'm going to carry on with the drawing features bit. So I thought I'd do a little bit of drawing lips, and then I'll just do another little bit of lino for anybody who's still doing the lino. If there's anybody, I don't know if anybody is or not actually. Oh yes, Sue is. Yep. Right, okay. So yeah, I'll pick this one. So yeah, if I was going to draw her lips, I tend to just start out with a few guidelines. So I'm thinking that perhaps her head is at a very tiny bit of an angle. So her lips will be at an angle too, going that way. So the middle of the lips perhaps about there. And then just plan out roughly where I want to draw really. I'm thinking, and it's a fairly square on picture, so we can see about the same amount either side of the lips. I quite often like to start with where the lips meet, which in this case her mouth is slightly open. So I'm going to try and draw a line for that edge just under her top lip. I'm thinking starting there, and there's like a little dip there, and that's kind of coming across to here. And then the same this side. Can you see? Can you see? It's kind of coming across to there. And then I'll go for the bottom bit. So it gives me just enough space to show that her mouth's open. And then I'll try and get this bow shape in at the top. I mean, sometimes I'll start with this, sometimes I'll start with the bow shape. I don't think it matters too much. Sometimes I find it easier to start in the middle. So something like that. And then that just curls down quite quickly there, and then just disappears into that. And then this side, I can see just a little bit further around, perhaps to about there. And her bottom lip, a bit deeper than the top lip. So I'm going to go for about that. So we'll go to about there. And just try and follow that shape around. Up here. Something like that. And then on this side, up to here. So yeah, it feels quite a bit fuller, bottom lip. So this pencil is a bit blunt. And then for the shadows, it's quite dark in the middle. I just try that. Yeah, that grey is a little bit darker. Just use that to tone that in. A little bit of shadow in here. Quite often you find there's more shadow under your top lip. It's often coming from above, so there'll be quite a bit of shadow here. Just sort of tone that in. And then a little bit of shadow in the corners of the lip, and just here really. I think the top lip is throwing a little bit of shadow just into that part. And then you'll notice there's quite a deep shadow under her lips, so that's quite good to try and get those in. So that'll be in here. And in this case, she's got quite a small chin, I think. Those shadows just around here, and you might, if the shadows in the corners of the mouth, quite often that helps with the expression, just to get some of those. So if you fancy that as an exercise, maybe just sort of pick a few different photos and just try the lips from different ones. Obviously, if you've got somebody like this person, it's more of a 3/4 view. In that I've seen a lot more of this side of the mouth than that side, so that's something to look out for. A bit like Naomi's working on Helen Lino, that's more the 3/4 view, isn't it?
When you're drawing a whole face, can you start with any feature, or is it always best to start with a particular eyes first?
I suggest start with eyes. So if I was going to draw her whole face, I think, well, the middle of the features, perhaps about there, just get the angle, maybe a chin there, top of the head there, and then I tend to just start here. I'm right-handed, so I find if I start on the left, I and see what I've drawn. I'm not covering it up. Get that bit in, and then spaces between the eyes, the next one, get that eye in. I tend to look for any shadows sort of along the side of the nose, then try and get position for the nose, and basically just work my way through the face. Then once I'm there, I then work outwards and get the edge of the face.
Yeah.
So I try not to sort of tie myself down too much, just roughly, you know, rough idea of where I want to work,
And then build
but
it
then
up.
let it just fill out as you work. Does anybody want a little bit of a lino demo as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do other people want to do?
Rory, I'll just show you the next bit of this one I've been working on if you want to look at that. So I'll bring this over here. That needs to go like that.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I've been. So this is the one I was working on last week. So this artwork doing a print of geese. That way around, sorry. I think, yeah, that's it. So the first bit I did was just cut these white bits out, and there was a bit there and there, but they've got filled in. So that's the first bit. Then I put this kind of pinky colour on. Then I cut away, the next bit I did last night actually was I cut all this water away, and then I've gone for the slightly darker thing. So the next stage really is to cut away pretty much all of this. I just did a tiny bit around the goose this morning, just so that can, you know, can show you, visualise a little bit of it. And I'll just print another bit like that, but it will come out something like that in a minute. I want to do a bit of red in there, because that's a little bit dark. I'll just see if we can make a brown out of the black and roll it in. One of the nice things about prints is you can experiment with quite a lot of colours, because you could try one lot of colours, try different lot of colours. So rather than having it just pure black, it's quite nice to experiment a little bit. I'm not sure what I've done with the newspaper. I had some newspapers in there.
Oh, I've got some from last week.
Yeah, I've got a pile somewhere.
This-
Hello. Oh, it's here.
Some
Sorry,
here.
somebody here. I'm not looking at them. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah, I tend to just get a bit of newspaper out for the rolling in. Because quite often it will go over the side. I don't think it will today. So just really actually just want the goose. I don't particularly want this bit, so I'm going to write that. I don't mind a few lines showing. I think it will add to. Yeah, because I think it would look a bit stark if it's just dark goose and nothing round. So a few little bits, I think would be quite good. And when you look at the mud, sometimes there's little dark bits and light bits. So that'd be that bit. And then just very carefully line it up. It would need to be like that. Or this is what I've been doing, trying to register it on here. I'll carry on this way. But I think, to be honest, one of the students this morning, she was just placing the line, and it seemed just as good as what I've done here. So it's a bit of experimenting, and then it's just being careful, and it needs to be that way. Just be careful to not move it once it's down. Actually, it seems to move around quite easily. So I've only rolled up this bit, so I can just use my hand. And you can just check it, see if it's printed all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
And what I'll probably try and do is have two colours, maybe a lighter brown and then go a little bit darker. Which once I've got all this cut away, that'd be quite easy to do.
And would you do the other geese as well?
Yeah, I do exactly the same with the others. It's just that I haven't had time, so
Yeah.
I just basically need to clear all this out of the way now, and just basically leave the geese. Maybe a little bit in the reflections. I might leave. There's only that one with the reflection because that's supposed to be water. So I might leave a little bit of the reflection, but basically just kind of leave that.
The colours look good.
Yeah, it's worked fairly well, isn't it?
Definitely.
The difficult thing about working this way, where you're gradually reducing the play, is you can't really go back, and it's hard to visualise quite a lot of colours are going to look like until you've got there. But it saves having 3 different plates, so it might be quite nice. And I quite like the look of the plate. You've got some bits sort of shining through. Yeah, it's a good.